Okay, welcome everyone. We are back with another ascension run in the Fresh to 15 challenge that I've set myself. Last time, a very strong deck was kind of built out of a mixture of blocking and corruption. Kind of obviously that's normally involved in there, but ended up being able to produce just ridiculous amounts of block. I got the intangibles going from the ghost event and built up that block, saved it, and was hitting with body slams for well over 300 damage. So it turned into a little bit of a cakewalk by the end. That was an Ascension 1 run. That means that we're now on to Ascension number 2 for the first time. And this one states that normal enemies are deadlier. So I'm a little bit concerned about that because some of those enemies, particularly those early Act 2 fights, can be quite tricky. Ascension number 1 was just more elite spawns. Ascension number 2 is normal enemies are deadlier. I'm not sure if that means they hit harder or they have more health or both, but maybe we'll try and figure that out along the way. Also last time we unlocked a few more cards as well. There are 2 unlocks currently available, and obviously the sooner I can get all of those done on Ironclad, the better. So here we go. Alright, let's see what this guy's got from us. So we've got the options of a random relic for free, remove a card, choose a rare card but take a curse, probably not too keen on that. Obtain a random boss relic, loose starting. I feel like that's probably the way to go here. Let's have a quick look at the path through. There's a fairly nice route I can see there that takes in 4 fights and then a shop. Then allows me to rest and face an elite. There's an elite on the other side. If the normal enemies are deadlier, does that mean the elites are relatively less deadly? I guess that would be something that could be inferred from there. So it looks like the only possibility is to face 2 elites, and I can take both of those up that. So I'm going to go straight up there, veer to the left, and then take that shot. So although I have been warned that normal fights will be harder, it looks like we're signing up for all 4 of those, and we'll take a random relic. And we've got some kind of anchor. I'll look at that in a second. Okay, so start each combat with 10 block is actually quite nice. Instantly feel like these guys are hitting a heck of a lot harder than they otherwise would. So they're putting 14 damage on me, which in a normal state of affairs that would take all of my block to stop that, but as it is I can just use 1 to deal with that, or even better probably, I can't do much more having only got 2 strikes. I can actually kill one of them. I've already outblocked him, but if I didn't have that rare relic I would be taking some damage here. So we won't take any damage. That's quite nice. I think that's going to be really key. Try and end every fight with maximum hit points after I heal. So we've got the ability to make him vulnerable, and then 1 block. Obviously if I take less than 6 damage in a fight I will heal it up. Depends what he's going to do. Okay, he's doing a effect. Still can't quite kill him. No, let's get rid of that. But we should be good next time, even though we've been weakened. There we go. Okay, back to full health. Happy with that. Nothing too tricky there. It did look like they hit a bit harder, but nothing too bad. So we've got Warcry, draw cards. We've got Rupture. Not interested in that at this stage, and we've got Clothesline. So Clothesline will give me an early source of weak. I think that's going to be important, given that everything is hitting harder. Let's keep going. These 2 guys will curl up. So again, doing 8 damage, but my block is really quite helpful. on that turn, and I think I hit him and weaken him, and we'll kill him next time. Hopefully can kill both of these on the next turn, although I have been weakened, so possibly not. Yeah, we can kill them both. Okay, no problem. Still full health. Another card. Flex, Pommel Strike, or Warcry. I think Warcry is a little bit tactically better. Pommel Strike does do quite a bit of damage, but Warcry being free, I'm going to go with that one now. Take another fight. Yeah, this guy could be quite troublesome in this mode. Again, I've got that extra block, so by weakening him, it means I don't have to do any block at all. I can just hit him quite hard. I'm not going to use Warcry at this stage. And my deck's fairly balanced. So that relic we picked up is pretty helpful in just getting things going a little bit better. Let's just keep debuffing him here. Weak's going to wear off next time, but I'll get a good shot of Vulnerable. And I possibly will get Warcry back as well. Let's see. No, didn't quite get it. That's a shame because he is buffing himself at the moment. And that would have enabled me to kill him. Just one more attack, but I don't see him doing anything particularly here. So we've got 6 and 6, and he's dead. So I'm not feeling particularly anything too hard so far. Probably not to be expected. Duplication Potion was the thing that really won the final boss last time around. So we played Duplicate on double block and ended up with about 300, and then it was basically game over, so that's a nice card to have. We've got Cleave, which I think will be my pick here because it lets me damage multiples. Carnage is a nice source of damage. Flex, I don't think is particularly highly rated at this point. Right, so I'm going to do another one because I'm looking to that shop there. So I'm hoping to go fairly easy fight here. Shop, upgrade a card, take on the first elite. That's my plan. So we've got these guys who vulnerable us. Again, just getting that extra block on the first go is nice. Choosing here to attack them both because of that vulnerable. Not sure if it's probably not the optimum way to play this. It might be better to get rid of one first. Cleave is really, really helpful to me here. Yeah, so the Cleave plus the Clothesline will kill one of them. I'll take 6 damage and kill the other one the next time. And heal it back up again. Ah, yes, except I'd be vulnerable. So exactly the thing I was talking about, forgot about. That's annoying, we've just lost a bit of health. There we go. Okay, not the end of the world, but a little bit annoying. Berserk. Gain some vulnerable, but gain energy. Yeah, that is quite powerful, particularly like blocking on that first turn. I think I'm going to take that and see how that goes, and then let's go to the shop and let's see what we've got here. Okay, so we've got Blood for Bloods, which is a nice powerful card if I'm taking damage. We've got Panacea, which is going to give me Artifact possibly. We've got Perfected Strike, which I'm not too interested in. We've got Flex. We've got Fire Breathing, which is obviously really good for the fight with the 3 things that put all the status effects in there. It might be worth just having that around for that fight. And then we could also put True Grit in as well. So I think I'm going to do that because True Grit is quite nice to be able to exhaust. So we'll take the Fire Breathing. Let me just look at the potions. Flex, Entropic, and Explosive. Blows the potion is quite good. Can't quite afford both, or can I? No, not quite. So that'll do for now. Let's keep moving. Here we're going to do an upgrade. Let's see what the upgrade to this is. And that's quite powerful. It doesn't cost anything. For one turn, it's going to vulnerable me, and I'm going to get damage back every turn. It's pretty strong. This one, 10 damage to all enemies. Feels a little bit like overkill, because I'm either going to be playing it or I'm not. And then True Grit lets you pick the card that you exhaust, which is also really strong, and it's a good source of block. Let's go with this Berserk. I'm interested to see how this works. It's not something I've used a lot. See if this is a fight that we want to use it on. Okay, so this guy. So this would be a perfect fight to use this on, because I can use it while he's sleeping. I'm assuming that it wears off. Maybe it just doesn't wear off, and then it probably wouldn't be a very good idea at all. I've got a few rounds before he wakes up, so I'm going to exhaust, get rid of a strike. It's probably a good thing that that didn't exhaust the clothesline. I really want to play all of my sort of powers before he wakes up. So that's what I'm going to do. So after this third turn he's going to wake up anyway. But by that time I can play Berserk, so get extra power, and then let's start just doing a little bit of damage on him. And let's see if that Berserk wears off. That's the key. It does. I mean, that's very good. That is really good. So that's kind of like the equivalent of a relic that gives extra power, which is really strong in itself. And it just gives me extra energy each turn. Fantastic. Right, so what can we do with him? I am going to take a bit of damage here, unfortunately, because he is quite strong. But that extra little bit of energy just helps to chip him down a little bit. And 13 damage, so I've got 12 from my blocks. And I may as well play that, because otherwise it's going to get exhausted. And let's put that back there, then play that, and play that. Keep going. Take a little bit more damage. He's now going to do a status effect, which I think is to weaken me. That though enables me to get a good couple of strikes in there. That extra energy is really useful. It's pretty low health now. He's going to do vulnerables. And let's do 18 damage. So I can get 10 of that done. Can't kill him. That's right. But it's doing a fair bit of damage to me. But I think that's always going to happen in this fight, to be honest. It's kind of hard not to take a lot of damage in here. Fairly close to being dead now. Maybe next turn we can kill him. So yeah, that vulnerable dead. Okay, not too bad. We've got, whenever you use a potion, heal 5 hit points. Play the top 3 cards in your draw pile as a potion. And then the card, we've got Bloodletting. That would go well with the card that we turned down in the first go, which gives me strength whenever I lose hit points. We've got Wild Strike, which puts a wound in. Could work nicely with drawing a status card to do more damage. And we've got Searing Blow. So let's take that. So there's a bit of synergy there. Let's take this, and then we've got a chest after this. That's quite nice. Yeah, interesting choice. I can either heal or take max hit points. Max hit points also heals me, and it also means every time I heal at a rest site, I get more potential healing, so we're going to go with that. And we've got the Paper Frog. This was in the deck last time around. It increases vulnerable. I found it actually very good. Let's do a fight, and then we've got a bonfire. So we may rest at the bonfires coming up, depends how well this goes. So 18 damage coming in, but I've already got my 10 block. Feels strange not having not having 4 energy anymore. I'm not going to exhaust the card, so I just don't want to exhaust the block there. And it's more than likely that I would. Try and kill the back slime first, if possible. And well, I might as well play that because they're not actually doing anything, and so they may be putting a status effect in here. Let's have a look. Nope, just weakening me. And we should be able to kill this guy here. So kill him with the Wild Strike and put that wound in there. That's going to draw next time, and that will do some damage to him. Unfortunately, can't fully block his damage. I don't think that's worth playing there. So lost 5. That'll still be a net win if I can kill him. There's the wound. There's a really nice bonus damage, and he's dead. So healed up a little bit. Got Shrug It Off, which is really nice. We've got Thunderclap. We've got Anger. I'm going to go with Shrug It Off. Keep that block churning away. I feel like I can submit him here. It is Act 1. Things to think about. 10 damage for that one. Shrug It Off, just making it more powerful. Wild Strike, again making it more powerful. That's sort of 17 damage. And ultimately, it's a sort of delayed 6 damage further down the line. That's pretty strong. 11 damage to all enemies. There is, of course, a chance that we're going to play the multiple enemies in that elite fight. It's a 1 in 2 chance. Although this one is really strong against them. So I almost want to upgrade that in a weird way. Yeah, let's upgrade that. I think this is pretty strong. Because there's a high likelihood that there's a 50-50 chance I'm going to fight those guys in the fight after this. Right, let's see what we've got. So he's doing 8 damage, which is fab because I've already got that blocked. I think he does put status in as well. I'll put my own status in, which will come back, so that now does 10 more damage. And get him down a little bit. So let's see if Break is a status effect. No, it's just a weakening. So I need to learn which ones are actual status effects and which ones aren't. Let's Trigger and exhaust and then defend. That's kind of there. Just let True Grit decide what's going to happen. When my wound comes in, he's going to get 10 damage. There it is. Let's shrug it off. Let's defend and hit him. And shuffle him around again. I'm going to use War Cry now to see what we can pull in here. So we've got Wild Strike, which I think kills him. Yeah, so that's right. He's dead. Okay, so we got some good bit of heal there. And we've got Snecko Oil. I also have to remember that these potions will heal me. So that's good to know as well. Another Wild Strike, another Clothesline, or another Entrench. So Entrench was the thing that really started going nuts. It's a bit too early at this point to have Entrench. Deal 12 damage and shuffle wound is good. Or that fine weak. Clothesline is ultimately going to get replaced. It is a decent source of damage, but I don't feel like I need multiple of them. I'm going to skip that. I'm not going to take those cards. And let's see what we get here. Yes, it is this one. Okay, so this is perfect. This is exactly the one I wanted. Because I can play that status effect 1, and I don't even need to block on the first go. Now, if I vulnerable, presumably his damage will go up by 5, but I can block it. Let's find out. Yeah, so then now let's block it. So this is how I'm seeing that synergy. If I can get that card on the first go, I can play it and just get 1 extra energy each time. They're obviously going to block my vulnerable, but I do want to just get rid of that artifact off them because it's a bit annoying. So I'll do that. So all of these status cards that they're putting into my discard pile, they're eventually going to be worth 10 damage each. So I'm going to play Fire Breathing, and it's 10 damage to all of them. That's a ridiculously strong card for these guys. I think I'm going to play that as well once I exhaust my thing, just because it might get me enough block to survive this. Let's hit him with a Wild Strike, which again is going to be worth 10 damage. And let's play these cards. So we've got Strike, Clothesline, and a Wound. Didn't get a block, so good, take some damage. Potion did heal me a little bit though as well. So once those things start coming around, these guys are going to die very rapidly. And that's going to happen in the next turn, or start to. So really here, just want to make sure that I've got enough block. I should get it from True Grit. Shuffles my deck. I've got a Dazed. Yeah, let's have that on top of my draw pile. 10 damage, and it's going to be 10 damage again. This fight is basically over. Alright. This is going to be quite funny. This will easily be the least kind of hassle these guys have given me. Just have to draw like 2 of them. Yeah, they're all dead. So, beautiful. What do we got? Whenever you receive 5 or less unblocked attack, reduce it to 1. Really, really nice as well. Dexterity potion, just take it for the heal. And then we've got Cleave again, Body Slam, and Wild Strike. Again, this was one of the ones that really did well last time. That is quite tempting. I mean, those wounds start doing 10 damage to all enemies each time, which is better than Cleave. So let's go with that. It's the status effect build. Seems quite interesting. So I've drawn it again on the first turn. He's not even going to be doing a attack yet, but he is going to do some debuff. And so I can actually just put that wound in there and not really have to worry about it. So yeah, it's quite nice. It's 10 damage coming up. Particularly for things that are like frailing me as well. Well, no, more for things that are weakening me. Just having that source of damage is quite nice. And what's nice about being able to use a card like that is if you pull it in here then put it back, it does a kind of like double damage. So I'm going to take my Dexterity Potion here. It's going to heal up, and I can block most of his damage for this turn. This is the guy who is going to split, so it'd be good to split him on the next turn. So there I've just drawn the wound. He will split at half of 69, which is about 35-ish, so only 6 more damage. So I can split him instantly. I kind of feel that I have to. But the only annoying thing is that weak won't carry over. So it's a little bit... It's basically just 18 damage, but 18 damage is pretty good. Leaves him on 23. He now splits. Be nicer to have drawn the wounds at that point, but with Wild Strike now, I'm guaranteed to draw the wounds next, which is good. And I can also then draw it as well. I can draw it now. So let's do the vulnerable because they're not attacking me. Let's... I need to be careful here. So cleave to do 8. I want to then Wild Strike and then I want to shrug it off. Or I mean I could just wait. I mean it doesn't... It's probably better to wait, isn't it? So vulnerable him. Wild Strike him, actually kills him. And I know that I'm going to do 10 damage to him. Minimum for no energy next turn because that wound is going to pop into my hand. And there it is. And then I can Wild Strike him again, damage him, and he's dead. Yeah, I'm liking that. It's a good combination. Okay, we've got some nice block here. Gain 12 whenever your attack deal 4 back is nice. Flat out gain 10, or Intimidate to weaken all of them. I still think there's better sources of weak coming, so I'm going to take Flame Barrier. And I'm going to work on my block, and we can Smith. And what's this one? That seems quite nice. Shrug it off. The Wild Strikes are there as well. This one I think is the one to go for, because it lets me exhaust targeted, so I can get rid of stuff that I don't want. And fighting this slinky guy again, who I think before last time. And again, he's going to split after 70 damage. Nothing I can do really at the moment, unfortunately. It's very tempting to take that at the moment, just to see if I can get it. So there's some nice stuff in here, and I'm really looking to pull out Berserk and Fire Breathing, but the problem is they're low cost cards, so maybe it's not worth doing that. Because the Snecko Potion is going to randomise the cost. So I think the best thing to do is just to vulnerable him and hit him as hard as I can, and then see what happens next time. He's also putting status in there, so there's even more reason for wanting to get Fire Breathing. And again, he's not attacking me, so Berserk is just free. Let's see if we can pull it out here. Put Wound back for next time. Double attack. Pretty close to getting him down to half, which is good. That is quite a big amount though. So there's my Fire Breathing. I'm just going to let him hit me. I mean, ultimately, I'm going to heal back at the end of this act. I don't think it's a big deal. And that's obviously a big amount of damage. But the point really is that at this point, I think the thing to do is to split him next turn. Now, so let's exhaust that card and end the turn. I'm happy for those to come into my hand, no problem, because now he's going to do some damage and he is going to split. So let's split into two. The little ones may also split again, yeah, they both do, so 20 damage to both will split, but watch this. So that's practically split both of them, so let's split him, and then keep going, and when they split next turn, they're going to get a whole lot more of status effects being drawn, because I've got quite a lot of them. Let's see how much this damage them. Might finish them. Just one. So the only two that are attacking are those two. So we kill him, that one, kill him, that one. Just draw a card. I'll strike him. Another wound goes in. Looking pretty comfortable at this point. And there he goes. Battle one. So yeah, that kind of doing a lot of good stuff for us. We have got Fiend Fire. Exhaust your hand, deal 7 damage for each card exhausted. Exhaust. Seems a lot of risk to that. Immolate. Deal 21 damage, add a burn into your discard pile. That burn, of course, we can use to gain a further 10 damage to all enemies. That's pretty strong. Double your strength and exhaust. We don't have a source of strength yet. So let's go with Immolate and keep building towards this. And let's see if we get a nice relic. So cannot play more than 6 cards. Gain energy at the start of boss and elites. Or cannot open, well, you can open chests, but you'll get a curse. But then again, part of my hand involves playing curses. So the question really, I think, is it better to limit the number of cards we can play to 6, or to stop opening chests? Which of those has got more impact? I mean, realistically, it should be perfectly possible to win only playing 6 cards. I think we only draw that many cards, so it's not like we're going to be drawing multiple cards. On the other hand, there may well be times where I do want to play more cards than 6. They're probably quite rare. How interested am I in gaining curses? I mean, gaining curses can act in my favour with that 10 damage to all enemies. So I think let's take the curse key. We'll see how that goes. Right, let's look at the route available to us here. We've got the big knight guy at the top. It's important with him to be able to block, which is, I think we're okay-ish with that. Looking out for a merchant, there's one there, midway up, and then we can go into an elite 5, we need like 3 elites that way, and then another merchant, so that's a nice route there. So straight up and through those. I think I'm probably going to do fight, event, fight, shop, and then hit a load of elites. We'll see how we go. So I am a bit worried that these are going to be a lot harder because of Ascension 2, but we will just have to see. So I don't think that's worth 2 at this point. We can weaken this guy so that I don't need to do any block. And 6 damage. Let's exhaust just to get my deck down a little bit in size. This guy's got the plated armor thing going on. Can block a little bit of that. And let's draw a card and see what we get. Yeah, I think I'm tempted to block it all. Don't really think you can burst this guy down quite as easily. You're constantly blocking off every time. I think I would skip that this time though. So now I can't block anything, which is a pain. We can start doing some nice damage to him. And we could possibly take that at this point. And just see if we can pull some block. What have we got? We're going to draw 5 cards. They would have to be free though, so it's pretty unlikely to happen. So let's leave it at that. Right, let's go armor back, and let's see what we can do now. 21 damage would practically kill him. Cleave would go on top of that to make 29. He's got 35. And I only need 3 damage to do 29. Let's get a card going. Does that go into your discard pile? Yes, it does. Okay, so... this is probably where I play this duplicate potion. And just kill him. Just saves a lot of damage further down the line. Heal it up. And we've got Kinesis, which is a good card, particularly if I had that strength card. It's upgraded. Flex I'm not really interested in. Iron Weave is quite nice, given that it's an attack. I feel like I've sort of got that level of damage with my Reckless Strike, so let's take an Iron Weave, just to keep that block growing. Okay, another fight. We've got 2 bandits. That would give them some nice damage back. So let's do that, and then let's start taking one of these guys down. They'll get hit by a further 4 each. Okay, not too bad. 21 damage each with that. Status effect as well. Can't quite kill him, which is a shame. That's going to be useful though, I feel. Although we are taking a bit of damage here. Yeah, I'm definitely sort of a little light on good sources of block, I would say. 8 damage invulnerable, 12 damage and weak. Definitely have to kill one of them. And unfortunately, I take some more damage. So yeah, this is teaching me that my block is not quite what it should be. Elixir to exhaust the number of cards, and then we've got an upgraded Shrug It Off, and I think that's what we're going for. Got to get this block better than what it is. Let's have an event, just for a change. Remove a card for 75 gold. No. Can do that at the merchant anyway. Alright, we got this thing. This thing I do not like. So, Malleable just gives it some block every time. That's not terrible, but it does a lot of negative things. The sort of good news is that he's not attacking me this turn, which is definitely helpful. So I'm going to put that there for next turn. Hit him pretty hard. Get him weak. He's going to do basically the same to me. Okay, so plenty of block to be had here. We'll get 5 breathing in play. Exhaust and strike. I should have played the other block as well. That was silly. He lost 1 point of health. I have to remember my thing is useful actually. That's very, very useful. So start hitting him. End the turn. It's going to frail me again. This is where it's actually helpful to have some status cards because they're going to do 10 damage to him. And the 9. I could only draw that. That would be very helpful. What can I do here? Draw the cards. Yeah, let's do it. So now I'm going to draw wounds and a burn, and that kills him. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, not too bad. Shrug it off again. Clash, no. Armaments. It's pretty nice. I'll take armaments. Trying to just open my block, basically. We've got 300 gold. Let's see what we can do with this. Hemokinesis. Wild Strike again. Armaments we've just picked up. Shockwave. That's definitely something I would like. That's really, really interesting. Whenever you draw a status card, draw one card. So in theory, you could start really producing those status cards. Yeah, let's do that. And let's do that. And don't want that. Draw 3 cards, Swift Potion, choose a card, and put it back in. I think that's quite strong. Let's do that. And let's move on. Alright, here we go with an elite. Oh, it's this one. Right, this potentially is good because I've got the ability to do lots of damage with status effects. They are going to be hitting hard though. That is the one problem, is that they are definitely going to be hitting very hard. Delta is vulnerable. Not one at the back. I guess it's vulnerable him. Let's cleave them all. And let's wild strike him. And let's do that. And just make sure that defense is there. Start the next turn. So we're taking a bit of damage here because I literally had no block whatsoever. And of course they're all doing big hits, whereas small hits I might be able to block with my artifact. That's beautiful because it will kill one at the back. Let's do that. And is it better to just almost kill that one and just take the hit, or just block a little bit? Let's have a little bit of block. I'm pretty weak here, so this is looking like a rest stop. Use that one for in there. What have I got in here that I could just bring back? It's tempting just to bring that back and kill them all, to be honest. Yeah, I'm taking too much damage here. I'm going to do it. Every time you play 10 attacks, gain some energy, and I cut it back again. Oh, that was quite nice. That was very generous. Thank you, game. Another flame barrier. Another true grit. Hemokinesis. Flame barrier is quite nice. It's a good amount of block. I am worried about the block, so let's stick that in there. Hand is possibly getting a little bit on the large side now. I'm going to rest here, and then we're going to take on another elite. That's the stabby hand. What could be in my favour here is, where is it? That one. So 5 or less, reduce it to 1. So this turn around, he's going to do 1 damage to me. And I could also hit him back. So Flame Barrier works quite nicely on this guy. Do I also want to do that? I feel like I do. Let's get that going. Let's get that going. So that's going to block everything. Let's get a Wild Strike going. Let's get a Strike going. So the more he's doing his multiple attacks, the more I can just damage him, and or I can kind of like soak them up in there. So all of these attacks will only be worth 1, or I can block like that. Let's play that. See what we get. Not much, so I was interested. I was supposed to draw something. And he's also putting wounds into my hand as well, which is fabulous. So we're getting a bit of damage. 15. I'm very keen to see how Evolve goes. And see if I can really start pulling out these status effect cards. Don't actually have, or do I? That's Evolve. Did I not play the status effect one? Or is it in my hand right now? Oh, there it is. Fire breathing. Okay, so I need to play that. He's doing 6 lots of 4 damage. Can upgrade a card in my hand. And let's shrug it off first. Let's get a block there, upgrade my shrug it off. Let's get another one to block everything. And let's play a wild strike as well to put a wound back in there. Okay, so it should start happening now. Let's see how this goes. So there was 1. Didn't feel like I drew anything, but maybe that's because my hand is too weak. Again, don't have a lot of block here. So it's probably going to damage me a fair bit. Will it reduce all of those to 1? Yeah, that's better. Certainly better than it could have been. Lots of wounds in there. Let's see how many we can pull out now. Right, there's a wound. So I guess it just played 1 more card for me there. And that was that. Let's use Immolate. So he's almost dead now. So he should be able to just die through the various wounds he pulls out. Again, just got 1 damage, so let's go. And this time we've got Ink Bottle, maybe play 10, draw 1. Not the greatest. We've got Anger, we've got Sword Boomerang, we've got Headbutt. Headbutt I think is going to be helpful here, because I can keep bringing back like Immolate or something like that. I have to not open this chest, or do I want to open it? Gives me a curse, but no, let's go. And let's have another elite. And we've got some guys with minions. So that is going to absolutely annihilate them all. Let me just have a look. So he's going to do 18 damage to me. I've already got 10. That's going to work quite nicely. Let's use that. And let's exhaust that strike. And let's also do a bit more damage as well. And hopefully, because his minions are dead, he's going to bring more back in this turn. And that will just enable me to just keep damaging him. Fine, bring them back. Let's have another go. Here they are. One of them's got Anger, so it gains strength on receiving damage. Headbutt is going to be tempting, but maybe we should vulnerable one of them first. So he would definitely die with a headbutt, and then we can bring back Immolate. exhaust, not really useful. Just do a bit of defending. I'm taking a little bit of damage there. Nothing too bad. I've got Flame Barrier, I've got Berserk. It's a good time to use it. Tempting to use it again, to be honest. Do 8 damage for him. Let's throw it off. Ah, perfect, that's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. There obviously are things that allow you to put a skill in your starting rounds, and I'd certainly be tempted by that if it came up. Shockwave to weaken them all. I could do with killing him. That's for sure. Yeah, blast right to get rid of him. And then that one for status. So again, he's done 18 damage. Seemed like the second time around his little minions survived a lot better than the first time around. He's bringing it back again. On 2 status effects. Just shrugging it off. Put as much damage in as I can. And I feel like that's all I can do, unfortunately. He's on 46, so hopefully with a bit of status effects and a good draw, he can go down this turn. Got absolutely no status effects. Right, that's potentially a major problem. Could bring back fire breathing. 'Cause at the moment, they're stacking up to do 28 damage, which is a crazy amount of damage. He's already weakened. So first question is, can I kill him? He's vulnerable already, so that would do 18. That would do another sort of 13. That would do another 18. So what's that? So 18 is 36. Another 13 is 46. I think that does kill him. But it's a bit of a risk if it doesn't. If it doesn't, I can use my potion and definitely kill him. That's 21. That's 21. And he does die. Okay. Seems that. Oh, that was almost a worrying moment. We've got Blood Vial, which is nice to have. Blood Potion, which is really nice to have, so it's trying to keep me in the game. We've got the choice of Berserk again, Cleave, or Reaper. Reaper is definitely nice, but it's nicer with a bit more strength scaling, which I don't have. Cleave is very nice, but I've got better ways to do that. Do I want to get another Berserk? I feel like that could be a good play. Thing is, though, I don't have a reliable way to really draw more cards. Yeah, well, that's not strictly true. Yeah, let's take another Berserk. And depending on how this fight goes, I might skip the next elite, although there is a shop after all. Okay, so we got these guys. So we've got a situation at the moment where they are not doing anything, which is very useful. So I'd go for this guy, and let's put my Stroganoff back in there. And that'll be that. So I think he's going to buff his strength this time. Yeah. for 17. I can deal with that pretty easily. Let's see what card this pulls out. Okay, we can shockwave him. Or would I not be better off? That's going to reduce his damage down to about 13. So I'd only do 1 damage. Yeah, let's do that. It's really powerful. 12 damage. Yeah. So take 1 damage. That's okay. But then weaken the vulnerable. He's starting to heal him. This is nice. Let's do that on them. Let's Warcry a card. I'll have that for next time. Let's bash him. Gain some energy. Let's kill him. Okay, that's good. This could be a chance to heal overall. He's still not attacking me. Now we'll play that. I think he's gonna heal himself or just buff himself. Okay, so he's buffing himself. He's only got 12 health though. And he is still not attacking. Okay, so that's a good chance to heal up. Shockwave upgraded. Really nice. And exhaust. Let's take that. And yeah, let's take this fight. I think we can take this. We've got a lot of healing. Oh, I see it again. So we might need it. So that's going to be useful. We've got liquid memories if needed. We've got shockwave and immolate on the first turn, which is pretty fantastic to be honest. So we weaken them all, vulnerable them all, hit them with that big card, bring it back and just do it again, finish the fight. Yeah. I'm dining out for immolate here. Had to be done. Oh, nice. Whenever you apply vulnerable, apply 1 week. And cards are random attack into your hand that costs 0. It's not bad. Flex, no good. Upgraded Iron Wave. It's quite nice because it's an attack. And it does block. Let's do that. Deck is way too big. I'm definitely going to need to remove a card here. Whatever happens. Exhaust all non-attacker cards. Probably don't see doing that as a thing. Probably don't see that as a thing. Dual wield attack or power card to add a copy. So potentially, in terms of my attack cards, one of those would be immolate. That I could see copying being quite nice. And the other thing I could copy would be fire breathing. So then you start looking at 20 damage to all enemies. So I think that's a must-have. The pen nib, not that important. And power, attack and skill, remove debuffs, not that important. Duplication potion is nice. Regen potion is nice. So we will take dual wheels. Don't have enough money to remove a card and take a regen. I think I gotta remove a card. There's just a lot of junk in this deck now. So let's get rid of one of these strikes. And then one more fight before the final boss. And it's this guy. This guy does not lose his block, and he's got a big amount of artifacts. This guy's also got artifacts. He's going to do status effects, Status effects, sadly for him though, are not going to work too well. So let's draw cards. Cleave. Those are ultimately going to count for 10 damage when they come back. And now they're doing quite a big attack on me. So let's put armaments and upgrade our flame barrier. Play our flame barrier. That will block everything. And we can bring back the upgraded flame barrier again, which would be quite nice. Well, that's interesting. So that pot is a bit of an annoyance. So you draw 1 every time that hits 10. So I need to keep my eye on that. Okay, we've got Shockwave, which will be very, very helpful. We've got Berserk again, which probably won't be that helpful. So let's Shockwave. Gates. He's still got 1 artifact left, which is a bit of a pain. Let's put that back in there. Yeah, it's going to hit me pretty hard tonight. Can heal at that. Rest stop though. That's the key thing. Okay, getting lots of blocks. Is that now going to vulnerable him? Yes. Okay. Good. Okay, so that was thanks to the relic. Now we've only got to do 14 block, which I've done now. Let's try and get him down. Yuck. So I haven't drawn those statuses. I guess that's because they're not coming around yet. They're in the discard pile. 22 is just really hard to weaken. So he's dead. 6 block. Vulnerable him a bit more. Let's look at that. Yeah, definitely needs to be doing some healing here. Finally, some of those things are coming around again. Let's block. Damage to him, and now he's dead. And 4 plated armor is a nice position to have. We've got disarm, which is nice. We've got protected strike. We've got cleave. I really want that. I mean, it's probably helpful for a boss fight, which we're about to have. Let's rest here, 59, and we get a bit more heal from potions as well. And he's going straight in with that damage, so let's take our plated armor. So that means we'll get to 14 block straight away. And when I weaken this guy, that will block everything. Let's play that. And don't really want to bring that back, but that's fine. Yeah. 12. So this guy, I need a lot of... Oh! He's spotted that I've got his belt on, which is a little bit unfortunate for me. Draw a card. he's now put 5 block per turn, and he's going for 12, so I can disarm him. And definitely to play that. I think the play is that one to weaken, fire breathing, and disarm. Get his strength right down. It's tempting to use that at this stage, but he's going to do a little bit of damage if I do. Let's just do it. Plenty of stuff to survive here. So remember, if I die by like 5 hit points, it was my fault. Okay, we've got Immolate, and we've got Cleave, and we've got Dual Wield, and we are 100% dual wielding Immolate, and we're going to play them both. Because why not? She's majorly vulnerable, which is a bit of a problem. Let's upgrade our block. So yeah, that's that. That I'm going to block as well. Sort of feel like it might be worth. Well, I suppose that's an instant cast, isn't it? So if he is about to do something horrendous, I can respond to that as it is. So just again making sure my block is high enough. Damage onto him. Again. Let's just rub it off there. It's weak. Stop that for free. And let's put that back on top. That just does a nice bit of damage to him. And yeah, he's close to platform. He's going to do some kind of move on me, so let's weaken him. Let's do a wild strike, and let's defend so that burn doesn't damage us. Let's do another wild strike. Now he's under half health, and I'm certainly not. And the good thing is, sort of trying to weaken me, but my status effect cards still going to do the job, because they do a fixed amount of damage. And let's in fact upgrade that one. Let's do a little more. A little less, bring it back. Where is it? First turn. Okay, 147 now. This could be a big attack. Here it comes. Here it comes. 48 damage. Taking some hits from there. Can you dual wield that into my hands? I've actually already got 2. And I do survive this. That's the good news. So let's do. Can't kill him, that's for sure. We shrug it off to start with. Berserk, definitely don't get involved in that. Put another Immolate in there. And cast 1. Cast just a strike. And my turn. Okay, so he's got me pretty low here. It's tempting to use these potions. That was nice though, that was really nice. So, let's rub it off. Those are going to hurt me, so we'll do a little bit of damage here. No, he actually won't, so I managed to block all of that, which is good. It's now 56. And for another 24, burn hits him for 10 again. Okay, upgrade the block. 6. Hitting that one. As long as it doesn't kill me, it's fine. Which it does not. I'm getting very close. Might need that potion this time. It's all about what's coming out next. Yeah, so I think definitely need the potion here. 48 damage. Don't have enough to kill him. So I'm gonna have that. Get me up to 31. I have to play all of these block cards. That. 15, what's 18, what's 23, just surviving. Oh, this has been tight. Oh my goodness. It's going for 27, you've got 29, I need a lot of status effects to come out here. He's got 19 damage and that kills him. Oh, goodness me, that was close. Whew. Okay, still pushing it to get demon form, we've got corruption, and we've got berserk. Not feeling like the strength is the thing. What's doing them for me is actually pulling out all of those status effect cards. But they're not going to really last forever. Look at my hands. So all of my skills would be these blocks. There's a fair few of them, but they're going to exhaust. Whereas with demon form, I can keep things coming around again. I can keep drawing cards, so that's what we're going to go for. And then the chest, can no longer see enemy intent, no chance. No longer rest, no. Elite drop an additional relic. I mean, this one, yeah, I just don't think it's needed. That's the thing. I've talked about that one in one of the previous runs, that I didn't take that and I probably regretted it. But that was quite a different hand to this one. The feeling was that not taking it led me to spend too much time in rest stops. So where are the rest stops? So one there, which is sort of fight shop, 2 fights away. Elites are giving me an extra reward, so I could probably go for that second elite. There's a lot of rest stops up that way. So that's quite interesting. So 2 fights. Well, I mean, the question marks could be fights. Then into the rest stop. Then I can take a bonfire before that elite. And it's better to have those bonfires there. So let's go this way, because we can always deviate. Alright, we've got a multiple one. We've got forms, which is a bit of a pain. We've got a demon form, which I could just take now. Let's do that. So I want to really like one-shot these things that have got lots of thorns, because they're just annoying. But if they're going to keep adding thorns every time, that might not be quite so easy. 23 damage to all enemies is very tempting. So fire breathing, This guy then wants to put statuses in there, that's absolutely fine because they are just free damage for me. None of them are attacking now. So it's probably... it's tempting just to let him put those in there, to be honest. Because ultimately, they are going to kill them. Yeah, so good example there. So if they put more status effects in, they just take damage, but now they're putting in some thorns. So let's have that. Let's have that. Let's have that. That'll do. So you put your thorns, that's fine. Not a long game here. There's some status effects. This right down. Up. Just letting them basically kill themselves and keeping my damage lower. Could do 10 per hit, which is just way too much. He's going to do 6. If I hit him, he's going to do 10. I do nothing, he does 6. So I'll take the 6. I'll stick with my game plan. I'll let him just die. This is probably going to go horribly wrong. Right, I need some status effects here. One status effect is all it's going to take to kill them both. Just draw it. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's fine. This that doesn't really damage me. Non-stop cycle, one or the other. Again, I've got no status effects. There's only actually burning left in my hand. So if I can block, then I just will. So as soon as that burn is drawn, it's either the next turn or the turn after, this fight is over. Next turn. That is supremely irritating. At least it puts the block in first. Oh, that's a complete mess. What a mess. Right. Definitely not interesting. Definitely could do some healing. Red mask. Not interesting. It's gonna be a fight. Yeah. Oh. Ah, interesting. So fight these for a rare relic, or just run away. I think let's fight them. I don't see these things being that damaging, are they? They've got a lot of artifacts, they're doing a lot of damage. That one against that. Upgrade that. Start hitting him. This could be a moment of supreme regret. They are putting status effects into my hand though. That is very tempting. But they're doing a lot of damage as well. Like a lot of damage. Way too much damage. So use that. Gives me a bit of a heal. Take from that. Okay, no. Any other defense? Not really. Let's keep hitting him. Oh yeah, stuff in Act 3 is definitely hitting hard. Defense needs to be on point. And mine I don't think particularly is. Oh, this is ridiculous amounts of damage. Yes, crazy. This is not going well. Look at the end. If I don't get that status effect card, this is just a disaster. Okay, there it is. So, applying status effects. 5-5 breather. Just try and defend as best as I can. Oh no. Oh, okay, I've got 10 health left. Gaining strength like crazy. And there's just nothing I can do about this. The amount of damage they're doing is just crazy. They're already weakened, they're doing 36 damage. There's nothing I can do. Absolutely nothing I can do. I think my deck ultimately has become a bit too kind of reliant on one thing and too bloated by a long way. Well, that's it. Say goodnight. Did not realise how much damage those things can do. That was crazy. Okay, gotta watch out for that one. Alright, well, made it to Act 3 on my first ever go at Ascension 2, so not super disappointed. The Act 2 boss fight was a little close, to be honest, and it ended up sort of stripping me of my major potions. I probably was carried a little bit by potions along the way. I had a good thing with the status effects, but it was just trying to get it going consistently that was really hard. And in the end, as I sort of identified fairly early on, I just did not have a reliable source of blocking. And as soon as these two guys came along with their crazy amounts of damage, it was just all going to be over from the start. But there we go. I will be back very soon with another attempt at this Ascension. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.